いい若者に成長した。
綺麗になったね。本当に見違えたよ。
うわ、珍しい。ラファエル君が女の子を褒めるなんて。正規のモテモテ牧年人のはずが。
やめてください、リップル様。
The one thing that really peeved me off this episode is a very dumb thing, but it's Leon. It's the freaking Mr. Fist, a lion, freaking guy over there. Not thinking about his sister, right? Like, this episode was very focused around Leone, which is Leon's sister. So stupid, just add an E to it. That's very lazy parenting. I love it. I'm here for it. But I love that, this episode is very focused around introducing us to a new character and introducing us to the school arc. Those are like two things that occurred this specific episode. But, the one thing that stood out to me was like, Leon is such a piece of crap. Doing his actions that he did, and he believes in the actions that he's doing, right? You can't take it away from somebody who truly believes they're doing what is right. That's totally, completely fine. But the fact is he left his sister ass out in the kingdom, and now he was deemed and blah, 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 a traitor and everything. Is directly affecting his sister, and really his sister has nothing to do with what he decided, his actions, or anything. And the other part of it, too, is, he was basically deemed or dubbed the first holy knight of the area that they inhabited. And there is another thing there, too. It's like, okay, well, if this guy was like your guys' Superman and he made a decision, you would think that he would have more followers behind him still. But it seems that it's just like everybody just dropped this dude and then kind of put the bearing, like, of all of that on his sister. Like, she's taking the brunt of having to deal with all of this, which really, really sucks for her, too. Especially now because she's going to the 𝐒𝐻𝐴 Knights Academy or whatever it's called. Now the good thing is she does have people in her corner like Rafi. Is his name Rafi? Raphael? Is that his name? Anyway, Ronnie's brother, Ronnie's older brother, seems to be in her corner, seems to believe in her. So that is all like super positive for her, is that she does have folks in her corner. And I think the 𝐒𝐻𝐴 Menace, Lady Ripple, I think the little fox girl, I think that she's in her corner as well. So she does have people in her corner. And now when you add Chris, you add English, you add Chris and you add Ronnie to that as well. You have these two additional people who are going to really, Ronnie and Chris at this point are going to be the two that are like really provide her a barrier in school. So she is going to have people in her corner, but I think that she's going to have to kind of disprove that, like, hey, I'm not my brother. No matter what he did, he believed in what he did. So, I can't take that away from him, but it's like, I'm not him. So she's going to have to kind of like fight an uphill battle with her skill and with her will on, really wanting to be a knight. So I really liked the introduction of her. Just like, it just made it even more so to hate somebody in Leon, because he's like a piece of doo-doo for like, leaving his sister in that shape. The rest of the episode was pretty good. We got introduced to a big prism rock that a church was built around, that by the end of the episode, they end up taking this prism rock somewhere else. Essentially, this big prism rock was like a magic, really, really powerful magic-type beast that enclosed itself in this prism stuff. So at some point, we know it's going to break out and end up being something that they have to fight. We then saw, Ronnie and her older brother. Her older brother definitely has a thing for English or for Chris or whatever. So I think that's going to be interesting because, at some point, Chris is going to have to decide on. She's no longer the king, the old man that she was before. She is this 15, 16-year-old girl now. She's going to have to kind of decide on what's next for her in life in that fashion, right? Is she going to go the Yuri route, or is she going to go the traditional route, And I can imagine it's extremely hard to make that decision, changing gender and that nature. But it's like, you've been living now for 15, 16 years as this girl. I guess you're going to have to make a choice on which way you're going to go in life at some point, And now you have Ronnie's brother right here, Like he's just waiting to put you on a plate. So that's all interesting too. Then like I said, we got started with the school arc, which is the academy arc, which is pretty cool. So they're now both in Knights Academy. And one thing that I will say is Chris does have to kind of keep a little bit more of a low profile. At this point, she's in the Squire class, and I think that she'll be able to maintain being in the Squire class simply because she doesn't have the I forget what it's called, the little magic symbol thing that they have on their hands. She's not mana gifted per se. So I think that'll be restrictive of her, but she has to kind of control not showing off too much. And she has to basically limit outshining her master, kind of thing, proving that she's really strong, but she has to kind of keep it a little bit lower. You know what I mean? She's kind of like, she goes out there because they mentioned food. We got to meet the principal Miriela, who's a hottie Bactati. I love the whole. She put free meals out there, so Chris was all over that. She ruined her whole entire class that she had. But she did the golem stuff, and we got introduced to a few other minor characters that'll probably reveal themselves a little more as the anime unfolds now that we're in this new arc starting on episode 5. So probably the last few episodes, or probably the next couple of episodes. I don't know. It's kind of hard to say. I hope they don't rush through whatever this school arc is to get us to the end, because we only have seven more episodes. So I'm hoping that we don't rush at all. But I'm hoping that we just kind of get the school arc and kind of like get them, going through the motions and stuff. So I would really like to see that, just kind of like them being in school and not rushing us through and then out of school into the next thing. I hope they don't rush us through that. So overall, pretty good episode. Really just an introductory episode to the next thing that's coming, more characters that are coming, and then Leone, and then the blonde girl who was dismissive of Leone at the end of the episode. She's also in the ED. I think she's in is it the OP or the ED? She's in one of them. So we know she's going to kind of be a surrounding character that comes pretty frequently as well, too. So we have that to look forward to. But overall, good episode. Enjoyed it. Not the best in the world, not the worst in the world. Pretty good, watchable episode introducing a new character. So overall, really good. Enjoyed it. All right, I'm going to see you guys next week. Let me know what you guys thought in the comments down below. Drop your thoughts on this week's episode down in the comments. If you have nothing to say, of course, just drop me an emoji so I know you were here. And I know that you're seeing me, seeing you, seeing me. And that way the YouTube algorithm gods are like, yo, let me go show this to more people too. And then they'll come by as well. All right, see you next week. Peace.